Small crowd, I'm not sure where everyone is.
Oh my God.
I'll just ask a few questions, we'll record it and use it for post-match comments.
As you please.
Cool. Ready? Alright. Feelings on tonight, Eric?
Obviously disappointment. You win games, you lose games, you get to these situations, and what happens, happens. But I think we're more disappointed in the way we went about it. We've made same mistakes through the tournament. We have tried to address it, try to talk about it. But I think when you make the same mistakes over and over, then it becomes a little frustrating. So obviously disappointment. But ending second in the lot obviously gives us that second bite of the cherry, and that's important.
Did you feel like the pitch was playing differently this time back in Texas versus earlier in the competition?
It felt a little slower. Certainly, that was the feedback. But that's one of the most important things of T20, any cricket, but T20 in particular, is because it happens so quickly, is to assess the wicket. Whether we saw the game before 141 defended, that gives you information you must use and utilize. So then you've got to use that in the best possible way that you can. So if it is slow, it just means you play differently. When they batted, it certainly looked to play a little easier. But it's really about assessing the conditions and playing accordingly. And we've got the game to do that. We just didn't assess quickly enough and make sure we set something that was defendable.
Looking ahead to tomorrow, what are going to be the keys for a big match against MINY?
It's always about key moments, winning those key moments. We felt we lost them today. We gave wickets away at crucial times. Someone like him taking a wicket with his last ball, second last ball, those kind of things and those kind of moments are important. They used him again for we thought he'd probably come off if we hadn't lost that wicket to him. Little key moments that we lost. So it's about number one, making sure that we don't drop our heads. We keep positive. We continue to believe in ourselves, have positive conversations around what we can do differently, and make sure we come back refreshed and we have information now and make sure we utilize that tactically, both with the bat and the ball. Hi.
So Faf has had a run of low scores in this tournament. You've worked with him for many years. So, and every champion has its own way of dealing with failures and coming back with a bang. What is Faf's mechanism in dealing with his failures and coming back the same player he is?
First of all, Faf believes in himself, and I think we all do. I mean, his mental strength, his ability and trust and belief in himself is very important. Some players are what you'd call field players. They just go out and, someone like Quinton de Kock will be far more laissez-faire about attitude. Faf is he understands his game very clearly, very closely, he knows how his game works. And he's not missed an optional practice. He's trying to work it out. He's trying to find the right rhythm that he needs to score runs. And he's had some really good nets, although they are indoors, but I think it's really just a boundary or two away. Perhaps just searching a little bit because of that frustration, knowing the importance he is to the tournament. But he's somebody that understands his game technically and tactically very, very well, and it just hasn't fired for him so far. So hopefully the next two comes through.
And of course, you've been with the Super Kings since many years now. Tomorrow is a big game. Tomorrow is a knockout game. Can you tell us how Super Kings as a franchise, helps prep its players ahead of a big game? What's your guys' mantra that has been so successful all these years?
Well, right there is what we don't do. We don't call it a big game because it's just a game. It's a game that we have to play, and that, if you go back to the way that CSK play, is what it's about. It is just a game of cricket. It is 120 balls of batting and 120 balls of bowling. And the more pressure you put yourself on by making it a big game, the less chance you've got of winning it. People make it big games because it is from a spectator's perspective. But from our perspective, we have to just make it another game. And that is really our mantra. Anybody who knows cricket knows what MS Dhoni is about. And certainly he's one of the most incredible guys about that. It's a process you learn. You just don't go and say, I'm going to make this another game. You learn it over years. And certainly he lives that. And anybody that's worked with him would have rubbed off on him. So that is the message we will give. A lot of these guys, to them it's new, to them it is a big game and they're going to have to deal with that pressure. They'll feel that. But CSK, TSK will be about, it's just another game. It's just another 120 balls of batting and 120 balls of bowling. And that actually gives us the best chance of winning.
All right, last one from me. Playing here in front of the Yellow Army, the Texas fans, how much does that mean to the players and how will that move
it's just been remarkable to come out here and see the support, see the love that this team has from the public, from the people, to hear our name chanted again. Certainly, we let ourselves down, but more importantly, we let people down. We have these kind of performances. It's very frustrating for them as well. But it is great to look up in any situation and see the amount of yellow flags that are out there, and that certainly makes a big difference to us. To us, we always talk about it being like our extra 12th man. It lifts you and it raises you. So hopefully we're going to put on a show for them tomorrow that's going to make them happy and go home smiling for it, rather than what happened today.
Accumulation from Miss Calls Cricket. So in this tournament, your next game is literally tomorrow as a knockout. For such a quick turnaround, do you think the team will do anything special or anything different to get ready for a game right after today's?
The biggest thing we have to do is analyze what information we can take and how we can utilize it. I think we didn't really assess the game as well. I'm not sure if you were just saying, when you play in a situation like this, particularly with the bat, you have to assess what can you defend, what is the total, and how do you go about doing that. And perhaps we didn't assess the game as quickly as we can. So the information we've gained tonight, we now need to stick it in the computers, and these computers, not these computers, and work out how to utilize that. And that's what the guys will do. But it'll be very much just about making sure that we play to our potential, because we know if we had our potential, we've got unbelievable cricketers amongst us. We just didn't play to that today. So our job as coaches and as support staff is to get the guys to play to their potential. There won't be any different to day one or game one or game two. It really, really isn't. That's not a cliche. That is the way we function. That's the way we work.
Next one, yeah. Do you have any word on if MS Dhoni is following these games? Not all, but at least once.
I'm sure he does. He's a very proud wearer of the yellow shirt, and I'm sure that he keeps a close eye on it. I'm no doubt that he does. He functions in his own way, but he knows cricket in his own way. And whenever we talk tactics in that environment, he knows a lot about the people we're playing against, and so he's got his eye on cricket. He's a cricket lover, so I'm no doubt he's got his eye on the game.
Just based on the last couple of weeks, the U.S. And obviously we have some big matches next year with the World Cup. What is your outlook for the next 5-10 years of cricket in the U.S. and what is kind of your perspective on how that's going to grow and develop?
I think you as a group would probably have a better sense of what's going on. But just from our perspective, we've already seen massive movement. Let's not talk about cricket lovers, because they're obviously excited these teams have come here to play. But like, we walk through the airports now, and people checking our passports and checking our baggage are talking about good luck for the game, and they're watching it, they're picking it up, they're seeing it. We're seeing Mitch Santner on ESPN being the player of the day, taking a catch, just after some man with a glove takes a softer ball with a baseball glove. So we're feeling it in the public, and I think that's exciting. Our driver Kathy, she didn't know the game. She now watches every single game, and I think converting those people to this incredible game is what it's about. In a short space of time, our sense is that there's been movement outside of cricket lovers, and that's really where the growth's going to lie. But you'll have a better sense of that. But certainly, as we just moved around from Raleigh back here in Dallas to there, we got a sense already that there's interest and there's some sort of acknowledgement of something exciting happening.
Has been one of your best domestic contributors over the course of the season so far. Of course, he was a domestic wildcard pick, which he was picked after the draft and right before the tournament. How quickly did he earn your trust, and how proud of you are his performance, especially about how late he came into the fold?
One of the most important parts of performing in these competitions is actually the person, not necessarily the skill. Most of the guys got skill, and I think that impressed me the most is the things that we spoke about, his ability to action on it, and then to stick to a plan under pressure in matches. So I've been very, very impressed. There are a number of guys that haven't had a chance to bowl. That I mean, even spoke to Stephen Fleming today about the potential that they've got. So I'd like to believe that. I was in the IPL right at the start of the tournament, and the fact that it's had on domestic Indian cricketers, you can see today that India could pick 4 international T20 or ODI sides or whatever because of that. So that effect's going to flow through to US cricketers as well. So he's been one that's done really well, and to me, as I said, it's more to do with the testament to the character of the man than necessarily the skill, because it's the ability to tap into that under pressure that's good. But there are other guys within our squad as well that I think have got great potential. But his understanding of his craft, his ability to do what he needs to do, and how he can bowl to left-handers and right-handers, use the wind, use the big boundaries, that's been tremendous, and it's been great growth, certainly from our side to watch.
All right. Thanks, Eric.
Thank you very much.